na Victor Peter and the fire starters. Blue right day, blue fire day, green everything, rainbow color fire. Now I want to rate today, give everybody. And I go feel them and I go know. Till tomorrow, over and out.
It holds you, and it never lets you go. 97.7 Love FM.
Let us do the right thing. We're not blaming this government for what they are finding itself. But it is the government in power, and they should do the right thing.
In the heart of Port Harcourt, where opinions clash like thunder and debates ignite the air, something explosive is about to detonate. Political fireworks, the show that sets the political scene ablaze with hot takes, fiery arguments.
You were there when the ways and means were approved. Check. I was not there. Check the record. And as I said, number one, wait now. The Senate doesn't have the right. Let it be on record. I was not there. I was not there. Check the record.
Shocking revelations. Will alliances shatter? Will secrets explode? You won't know until the fuse is lit. Join the masters of the blaze, Victor Peter, as he sparks the conversation that everyone's talking about every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. right after Pigeon News, only on Family Love 97.7 FM. Don't miss the blast. Tune in if you dare.
A country is not run on pacification. A country is run on confronting issues. I rest my case.
Very good evening to you, family members. Good evening, Port Harcourt. Good evening, River States. Good evening, Nigeria. You're tuned into Political Fireworks right on Family Love 97.7 FM Port Harcourt, where the hit is real, the stakes are high as we speak, and the truth doesn't hide behind party colors. I'm your host, Victor Peter, and for the next 45 minutes, or maybe 15 minutes, yes, we're diving straight into the furnace that is Osun State. Now we're looking at Osun on the edge, bulldozers, Trump calls, and the spark for 2027. Now, 4 days from now, Saturday, 15th August 2026, the people of Osun State will decide who occupies the Bola Ige House. Now, but this is no ordinary governorship race. This is a pressure cooker of ambition, federal might, celebrity interventions, frozen bank accounts, and a growing claim that what happens in Osun this weekend could light the fuse for 2027. Now picture the scene. Governor Ademola Adeleke, the man they once called the dancing senator, now standing on the campaign trail declaring, "I am a bulldozer." He does the APC's federal might. points fingers at former governor and current minister Gboyega Oyetola and insists the recent EFCC freeze of Osun government accounts was engineered to cripple his administration just days before the vote. Now, President Tinubu steps in, orders the freeze lifted, and the political temperature climbs another notch. Meanwhile, Afrobeat superstar Davido, Adeleke's own nephew, takes the fight beyond Nigeria's borders. In a direct appeal on X. Yeah, he made that post. He tags President Donald Trump. He says, pay attention to Osun. He says, we do not want bloodshed. We want peace, transparency, and a free and fair election. Within hours, former Senator Shehu Sani fires back to Davido. Reacting to the tweet he made on X, he says, you're wasting your time. That's according to Shehu Sani to Davido, that Davido is actually wasting his time. Trump is not Obama or Biden. His hands are full with Gaza, Ukraine, and his own midterms. So African elections are not his priority. Okay. And then comes Isaac Fayoshe's warning. His warning shot. Now he says the 2027 electoral revolution starts this Saturday. Osun, he says, is the dress rehearsal. If voters do not rise, defend the ballot. So he's urging the voters to rise up and defend their ballots, and not just votes but defend it. Once you're done casting your votes, be there to defend it. Be sure that your vote has been counted. He also urges those that will be voting come Saturday 15th August 2026 to be there to reject intimidation whatsoever. Whenever intimidation comes their way, they should stand their ground. They should be really firm to reject intimidation. Now, what comes next could be a coronation rather than a contest. That's according to Isaac Fayoshe. That what we might witness come Saturday 15th August 2027 6 in Osun State might just be a coronation, which means someone has already been appointed as the governor already. So what we would be experiencing, according to Isaac Fayoshe, is that there's going to be a coronation in place of an election. Interesting. Now, violence has already claimed lives in parts of the state. Billboards are being torn down. Accusations of vote buying, selective law enforcement, and political thuggery fly from every direction. INEC insists it is ready. That's what they keep saying. They are ready. Security agencies promise neutrality. Yet the air in Osun is thick with suspicion. First with the EFCC freezing the Osun State government account. I mean, what more could raise a suspicion other than that? Is this simply a fierce contest for the soul of one southwest state? Or is Osun the first real battlefield of 2027? A test of whether Nigerian democracy still belongs to the people or to those who can summon federal muscle, international headlines, and celebrity megaphones. Well, today we will not take sides. You know how we do it? No holds barred. Yes, we will dig deeper into it. We will ask the hard questions and then we'll listen. We'll also bring you up in a moment to be part of the conversation. Don't forget, you can be part of the conversation via phone calls, WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp calls, or text messages. Joining me my WhatsApp call this evening on Political Fireworks is always our political fire analyst. Yes, political analyst Pat Obianeri, a man who has watched Nigerian elections for years and have never runs from the uncomfortable truth. When we mention Pat Obianeri, then you know who he is. He's right here to take us through this. Let's share some ideas together and let's deliberate more on this. Good evening, Pat, and welcome to Political Fireworks. It's a pleasure having you. Well, let's delve into the conversation today. So today we're looking at Osun on the edge. So there are bulldozers. Governor Adeleke saying that he's the bulldozer. He made a statement declaring himself as a bulldozer, and then Davido calls on Trump to monitor election or Osun State election, that there shouldn't be any form of bloodshed or vote buying or voter intimidation. And then we saw what this person says. What's his name again? Isaac Fayose is warning that what will happen come on the 15th of August 2027 will be more like a coronation than an election. Let's delve into this now, Pat. Now, Adeleke calls himself a bulldozer who is not afraid of federal might. So in practical terms, how much can federal influence, we talk about security agencies, anti-graft agencies, and then the weight of a ruling party with dozens of governors on their side, actually tilt a state election like Osun State?
Well, I don't know where to start. You remember, Victor, I always reminded you a universal theory that says suffering anywhere is suffering everywhere. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Insecurity anywhere is insecurity everywhere.
Right.
Remember that? So that is the way to start if you need an understanding of the question. Except for somebody who is not interested in understanding. You recall that this, let me say, they don't call him Trump now. Was he not here a while earlier? A member of who has a divided interest, one leg is the PDP, one leg is a member of the cabinet, Tinubu's cabinet, and his PDP having issues, and what's his name again? The current PDP, the divided leader. When the PDP secretary came under attack, one person came under a commando style, chased away one group, and right there, the PDP leadership made a clarion call to the same US and Trump to come and save democracy in Nigeria. And then probably dancing Governor Adeleke felt it wasn't coming to him. Hence, hence the suffering anywhere, suffering everywhere. Injustice anywhere, injustice. So then, that's this is very, very instructive and very important, so that we don't come back every day whipping dead hogs and just being around vicious circle. We just have to be ready for direct action.
Right.
And take responsibility individually, so that when these things are happening, we don't pretend. It don't affect me, so I won't show interest. I won't show support.
You said injustice everywhere. Anywhere is injustice everywhere. So when you say it won't affect you,
so when that suffering, that's the reason now why. Now then he was please help me now. What's that PDP? What's his name again? The PDP scribe, the guy who made that call.
Who called on the US to investigate the kidnappings?
Yeah.
The kidnappings in this state. What's the state?
The PDP secretary attack in Abuja now that Wike went with command.
The Suraki-led PDP.
Yes. Now you remember that one?
Right.
Yeah, you're even jumping the gun. Okay, thank you for even adding that, because later, what do I know? I was coming to thank God you added that. So you can see there's a growing catalog. Oh, interesting. Thank you so much. I'm happy you remember. So now we have three, and I don't know whether you understand the point I'm trying to drive at.
Yes.
It's the meaning of, that's the importance of suffering anywhere is suffering everywhere. So the area as Nigeria, if we are truly interested to be free from this social menace, this political menace, this one step forward, 10 steps backward, then we should learn. We should start with learning and courageous enough to take individual and collective responsibility. When we see suffering anywhere, we shouldn't just shy away, drift away, pretend from it, dance around it, sit on the fence. No, we should be able to say this suffering is likely to affect me someday, somehow, somewhere. Once you see injustice, we come up, you will say, but there has been this mentality of when it is happening, we say, okay, no, I'm very comfortable, I don't think it's coming to me. But of course, again, what do I know?
But this was Davido making the call, and not the governor, not Governor Adeleke.
That is what I'm saying now. That is what I'm saying. I said, listen carefully, Victor. I talked about understanding. Understanding is my focus in this conversation.
Right.
We can't come every day if this person and that's what we want to have become. No, we should draw a thread because what the video has said is not strange. Don't pretend. It is a call that was made before. We felt it was not important because it doesn't affect us directly.
Right.
Now, can't you see that the effect, the negative effect is growing without any intention of rescinding? And you just added the Osun, the governor of what's his name now, make this similar call. See, can't you see that everything is just happening too fast? All these three calls from these different three, what do you call it, individuals and characters, can't you see that it's at short intervals they're all happening? It's not the in conflict resolution, there is a principle called early warning sign. So it's not because it is Davido. I'm not interested. My focus is the call, is the intention of making the call. That should be our worry. That should be our concern.
Okay.
And that now clearly confirms that we truly don't have those in power appear not to be, maybe not all, but majority from both the presidency and the president appear not to be people who love Nigeria. Nobody like those quickly added who have more governors on your side, and you want to make sure that it is 100 over 100 governors across Nigeria on your side. It's not possible. Then where lies the core value of democracy, where you should have divergent views, contending opinions, shades of interest. You can't win all now.
Right.
You cannot now. Even the principle of the great gambler believes that you someday you lose today, you win tomorrow. So I will let alone a phenomenon that naturally is expected that people must have divided choice. People must make a different choice, and that is the reason why it is called democracy. A movement, a natural movement from tyranny. If you continue to display this kind of attitude, all you're telling us is that all the efforts, both by divine intervention and those who struggled for democracy before 1999, have gone in vain.
But
gone in vain.
I'm still confused.
Majority of Nigerians want right now.
I want to get clarity on this. Can celebrity endorsement and social media mobilization still move the needle in a state election? The way grassroots structures once did, because we usually had grassroots structures where we say, okay, this person had no structures. I remember when the Labour Party came up, they were saying, Labour Party had no structure, this and this, it wouldn't do this, it wouldn't do that. But not right now. It seems like what we're seeing, celebrity endorsement, social media mobilization, is taking over political structure. Now, don't forget we have this what's it called, the City Boy movement and the rest. So I'm a bit confused in this regard. Pat, are you there? Can you hear me? Oh no, the network. I'm gonna do us this. Let's do this.
Yeah. So
can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Go on.
Yes, loud and clear. Go on. Yeah. Well, your question is if the influence of celebrities, right?
Celebrity endorsement, social media mobilization. Are you there? Okay.
What do you call it? In Russia. Sorry. In are you with me, Victor?
Yes, I can hear you, but the network is fluctuating, so I'm struggling to hear you. Go on.
Yeah, I said Zelensky came as a comedian in Ukraine, isn't it? Now, interestingly, Adeleke is not coming as a first-time governor now. It's not the second term he's coming for.
And he's also coming as a dancing governor.
Right. Interesting. So, yes, that is going to have a great value. And coupled with now, there are contending interests. So, I'm quite sure that Davido has had very great impact on the ordinary people beyond the Osun State. And what have you? And he has great friends even in the US. Those in the US have friends in Osun State. He has friends across the world. They have friends in Osun State. So they will definitely have the upper hand.
Would this
Why
friends
the president don't need to.
would these friends override a party that has most of the governors on its side?
That is what I'm saying. It's peculiar now. The family is peculiar. His effort, the governor's effort, the widow's efforts, and the manner in which he came the first time is already peculiar to the Osun State people. And I'm sure that a majority of the Osun State people are comfortable with his style and the influence they wield within the Osun State.
Right.
So that's why now you see the federal government, the president, G3. And that's why he was specific. He said he's ready to stand up against federal might. Should we continue to talk about federal might in our 20-something years of democracy? We thought that would have been a forgotten issue. Is anybody still talking about federal might? That if the use of that phrase is exactly as the same thing as we are under dictatorship, is exactly as the same thing as we are under tyranny. So hence it means that if that happens, those of them who promote such tendency and attitude are actually the enemies of the democracy Nigerians have long yearned for and want to sustain. Right? And Nigerians must collectively, not just Osun State, every part of Nigeria, because that's a litmus test. So if we say I'm not Osun State, let me not show concern, then be ready for the worst in 2027. That is why I started this conversation. We're reminding you, suffering anywhere is suffering everywhere. Just like now, Davido probably and Adeleke at Valley probably is not a member of PDP. So when Turaki made that call, I saw it as a universal call. I saw it as speaking to the struggle of the Nigerian people. Therefore, it wasn't just the side that, okay, Turaki, go and finish off fight with Yes on Wiki. That was the mentality. Not long, we saw now, what's it called, the relays in the governor there, making the same call. And some of that face like, oh, it wasn't in my state where they did the kidnapping. So continue your call. In fact, somewhere, I would say it was wrong to make such call. Now, not too long, Osun State, that is here it is moving. So, if anybody is every concerned Nigeria will, at this stage, at this point, with all this evidence, you're still pretending that you're waiting for your own turn. You're waiting the day it happens in your community, in your own state. That's after, okay, River State has had this issue in the guise of emergency rule.
Yeah, the state of emergency declared. Okay, but Shehu Sani says the video is wasting his time.
River State also is taking another shape. Just days ago, I heard somebody say, if you know you're not a member of the Rainbow Water
Coalition,
go and look for votes in other states. Then go and look for votes in other states. This is unprintable. This is unacceptable.
But the FCT minister actually said, the FCT minister stated clearly that Rivers State belongs to the APC come 2027, that he would deliver Rivers State for 2027.
When he is making that statement now, the other person who is under him, why would he go that extreme to make this other state? Make this other statement. This other one is just too violent and primitive now. How would you say if there's a conditional life, if you don't meet that condition, you're not even free to come and make your choice on that day? So you can see that River State is already having its own growing violent tendency and attitude. It's not necessarily taking the shade or form of what is happening in Osun State.
Prepping for 2027.
They don't need to wait till it climax or take exactly the form or the substance of what is manifested before you know that it is exactly the same tendency, the same attitude of suppression, discrimination, oppression, and anti-democratic forces. You don't need to wait.
Okay.
So right now, the way forward is a collective, no patriots. We need courageous patriots. People who actually love this land, who will not afford to allow this hard-earned democracy, both by divine intervention and those who pay the supreme sacrifice for all that efforts to go in vain just on the altar of a tiny few who don't have any other industry to invest in other than politics and government house. So that's my message to Nigeria.
But Shehu Sani here says that I'm going back to the Davido issue now, that Davido is wasting his time. That Trump has no real interest in African elections, that he has other something more important to deal with. Looking at recent elections in Tanzania, Uganda and Cameroon, is Shehu Sani actually right that external appeals rarely change outcomes on the ground?
Yes, there is more reason. You recall, if your memories, you remember, as part of my car, I've reminded you when we have similar conversation that to have a practical solution and approach to these issues, and even tame them before they show their ugly heads. I said, I as a freedom fighter, to the glory of God, as a social crusader, I learned from those ahead of me. Mandela is my icon. Every time I spend time to study the South African struggle, so that I understand my approaches to get correct and learn from experience. So I told you that South Africa, one of the things they did, after coming from that long confusion and violence and discrimination and oppression and all that, they had two levels of conversation. One is called CODESA. CODESA means Conference of a Democratic South Africa, where there are all shades of interest, all that ugly things, all those oppressive tendencies and whatever from whatever divide, let us all come and define it. As if that was not enough, before they were moving into, oh God.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, Victor, sorry.
Yes.
I thought I lost the.
No, go on.
They went ahead to have another level of conversation called Multi-Party Conference of South Africa. Multi-Party Conference. I was just sharing with somebody last night. The person was so amazed and was saying, but has this person not called you? Because this person was mentioning some presidential candidates. I don't want to advertise them here. He said, it is people like you that need to work. I was just laughing at the person. When I was on the line, I told him, that thing, now look at the electoral, let's say 19 parties. All these issues are happening. None of them had initiated any similar conference to what South Africans did. They felt injury, they're suffering anywhere, it's not suffering everywhere. And that is why this now there is need to go and start calling foreigners. But we have the capacity. Imagine that all the 19 parties, let's pretend, okay, if the ruling party don't want to be part of it, no problem, because it's the same APC. We are the only stakeholders who opted out of the 2014 conference under Goodluck. But the current or the other opposition parties, they have the liberty and the capacity and the legal right to organize a multi-party conference in Nigeria, where they will clearly define the standards and values. This is not about even. That's why look at the electoral act. Look at the manner it was passed by the National Assembly. None of them thought why that it was necessary to have such conference where they all will be present and come up with a position that can override or influence greatly whatever the nonsense that the National Assembly put together. Can't you see that even those of them at the National Assembly, when they realized that it was not in their favor, they quickly was calling for a review of the electoral act. Didn't we witness it? That was a pointer that there was a big lacuna left by these people who call themselves opposition party. So the painful thing is that they don't even have an understanding. Those of them who say they're opposition party.
We're talking about talking about the opposition party.
I know that the reason why I know that the reason why the ruling party is continuing with this oppressive tendency, coercive tendency, is because they see that the opposition members, those who operate the opposition, is like them, whose guiding force or principle is about the election, rather than focusing on those fundamental things that are agitating the minds of Nigerians. Those things that touch on our freedom, which is like others wanted in Osun State. One of the Osun State is the trampling of the rights of Osun people, the civic right, the democratic rights of governance in Osun State. That is what is happening. Okay. And to me, in my view, that is a fundamental thing that opposition parties are supposed to come together and have a multi-party conference and take a position and impress it on the National Assembly to become one of our national culture.
Let's talk about the opposition now. You see, Adeleke left the PDP for Accord Party. The APC, right now, they're bringing in heavyweights. ADC on this other side has its own candidates. So now in a three-horse race with high stakes, does the absence of a strong traditional opposition party make the contest cleaner or vulnerable to money and muscle come 15th of August 2026?
If I get your question, what's the import of your question?
Now I'm asking, we've had Adeleke left PDP for Accord Party. Now the APC too, they are bringing in heavyweight people in this election.
Yes.
ADC on its own has its own candidates. So in a three-horse race, because we now have the Accord Party, the APC, and the ADC.
Yes.
So in a three-horse race with high stakes now that we're talking about, does the absence of a strong traditional opposition, that's opposition party, make the contest even more cleaner or more vulnerable to money and muscle, flexing of muscle?
No, clearly so now. That's what I'm saying. That absence is what is bringing about all this other harassment. You see,
we have other, like, for instance, the APC now, right? I'm trying to get his name.
An opposition
right.
in Osun State with the privilege that they are the center. That's the privilege the APC has in Osun State now.
Exactly.
The party at the Now, I understand the logic. That's what I'm saying. Now, on a level playing field, like we always say, create a level playing field. What that thing means is that it's immaterial. Whether APC now you are a major opposition in Osun State and you are the center at the level of the president. It's immaterial if we respect the principle, if we believe in the principle of level playing field. It is the ability to establish this level playing field why they are supposed to have a multi-party conference, Victor. So that from all angles, from all cylinders, it doesn't appear as if it is just a fight about Adeleke and his family. Oh my goodness, I wish you understand this point.
Go on.
That is what happens elsewhere. You come so that tomorrow, assuming all of you come together, get that energy, look, INEC, the presidency, and the National Assembly, in line with the laws, this must not happen. We are going to all join forces to resist it. Now, when you are doing this, your intention is not because you are thinking that from that collectivity, it is you that wants to win the election. No, that one is secondary. It is to ensure that you dismantle that tendency, that unfair interference called federal might. Oh my goodness. That
might at some point weaken the voters.
Yes.
And weaken the electioneering process. And create that fear in the people. Okay, I get you. Let me open up the phone lines right now. Let's get to hear from our family members. Maybe one or two people. Let's get to hear from them. 0907-710-6501 and 0208-455-5977. If you're listening to me right now, we're live on Facebook. Facebook is Family Love 97.7 FM. We're live there. Tell me, do you believe calling on foreign leaders like President Trump would actually help or hurts the credibility of Nigerian elections? Hello, good evening.
Donald Trump, like the watchdog we have, global watchdog. They let us call on him now. This is Mr. Zion.
Mr. Zion, go on.
It's unfortunate that amidst the intimidation of other political party members, aspirants and candidates and voters, INEC have not spoken. INEC have not spoken.
All right.
In a developed country, the INEC would have placed a statement: stop intimidating or harassing party members. Stop it. But the APC have been recognized and have been identified using in quote like the federal mind to harass the so-called Osun people. Accounts were frozen, people who have been arrested, party secretariats from wards have been shut down, people stole, all in connotation federal mind. Should we be having the issue of federal mind? Since you have adopted that name, federal mind, then Donald Trump to need to come in with his own mind.
Right.
The other world leaders to need to come in also, so that the federal mind don't rig election.
And as Pat suggested, that the opposition can also come together in order to resist the federal might of the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
The opposition is, what is the quality of the opposition we have?
All right. Thank you.
What is the quality of opposition we have in Nigeria?
Thank you, Mr. Zion.
They want to become a president.
All right. Thank you.
To become a governor.
Thank you so much. Let's see if greed would actually allow, because most of these things, most times, if there's no greed attached to it, then the right thing will be done. Everyone wants to be the governor. 0907-710-6501. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Alabo Gladways.
Honorable Gladways, thank you so much for calling. Go on.
I totally condemn the freezing of the Osun State government account, including a third one, including what part on that of the national administration. Today you want to deprive me from the freedom fundamental, even the poor, the rich, and even the people, all will be destroyed for those things. Again, I think calling of Donald Trump to come and witness or to put her in Nigerian election, I have this question. Because the American democracy is better than that of the Nigerian democracy now, because because even the Donald Trump, his election was even up to today, they are still investigating his victory. Again, that was their delicate. You know, this will be second time coming to, if you want this, that is this, but he contested his first time a lot. You see, it became this. We all were supported of him, out of his way and in the manner he came up with. But he lost that first election. Then the second time he came back, if it happened to him. But I don't think in calling on other people. If they want to make the election perfectly, we have a perfect election. There should not be any injury, no life lost, no burning of anything. Voters should come, give them freedom to vote. Let the INEC give them, let the security do their best. That is what I pray for that case. So bless you. Now, Honorable Gladwell. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gladwell, for your take. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Doma is with you. Good evening. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Aduman. Thank you for calling, Kowan.
The video is a style, man. The voice, not the small voice, not the only musician in the play now, at least.
Alright.
This is population. I think I was in Lagos sometime when I see the crowd when they follow that young man. When the small crowd. Let the crowd when they follow him. Calling Donald Trump. Donald Trump, no. This one, Osun State election, Donald Trump should come and help and do Osun State election. Then I will. Bible said, let your light so shine before men. It was what people said about you. I will glorify the Father in heaven. If Adeleke, the Dynasty government, has done well in Osun State, even if somebody is bringing 10 naira or 5 naira whatsoever, they will refuse it. But what you are hearing is that the man has done well. Osun State people should go and speak on Saturday. The anybody that is coming to come and bring the election in Osun State, it will not work. Because the people will speak like Abia State. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aduman. So I'm asking, if you were, for instance, you were an Osun voter, come this Saturday, 15th of August 2026, what would matter most to you? Who will get your vote? The candidate's track record in the last 4 years, or the party and power structures standing behind him? Which would you vote for? Let's get to hear that. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name? Where you calling us from?
Sam from Prince.
Sam, thank you for calling. Go on.
What is that federal mind? Federal mind is useless. Which mind? They have no mind at all. Let the people go out. Let them know they may try to make me bring other police out. Police are not there to vote voters.
Right.
They should go out and vote. And vote out these things. APC should be eradicated from this country. They are so bad. They have no respect for Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your take there. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening to you. What's your name and where you calling us from? Hello, good evening. What's your name? I didn't get your name. Emmanuel, thank you so much for calling. Go on.
Yeah, that's why you see Nigeria is a country with a particular concern. Because of all this kind of thing that is going on. If they had the opportunity to go and meet the President of America, they please come and help us for what is happening. I also support it. But it's not the kind of thing that they are doing in this country is getting out of hand. Come on, in single state of election, you want to be in the federal mind to come and even from the beginning, see what is address the secretary of the government of the state. So if they have one to take the man in back in there's nothing wrong with that.
All right.
Getting out of hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I'm sure David have gotten a response as regards to that as well. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name and where you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Honorable Chris.
Honorable Chris.
Nigeria is not a country where they like to do something the way they're supposed to do it. Why are they afraid of the international community to monitor what they are doing? It's only criminal when you want to share money. It's only criminal-minded people who, as you know, I don't want another people to come. Third party is good. I don't know why APC they are always afraid. Transparency, they cannot. Always criminal-minded people are the ones say, hey, come, let me bring somebody that will say so that we share this thing. He say, no. You don't want to just come and leave me and you. Why they don't want Donald Trump?
Why they don't want international community? When they want to borrow money, they go international community. For international community to observe the election, they say they don't want them. Criminal-minded people always behave like that.
All right, let's not call names. Thank you so much. 0907710650102845555977. Hit us up. What's your take on that? Who would you rather vote for? Someone with track record in the past 4 years in Osun State. If you were a resident of Osun State. Hello, good evening. Alright, call us back 0907-710-6501 or 0208-455-5977. Don't forget, if you're having issues with the network, you can always leave us a WhatsApp message, text message, whatever. We're going to take that. Let's take your calls. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Uncle Sam from Eleanor.
Uncle Sam, thank you for calling. Go on.
It's with Nigeria factor. All the people who have been killed in previous elections, have you ever seen any time they prosecuted their killers? But what I'm saying now is that Osun State, people should vote and make sure that the votes are casted and the results released at the polling booth. Though most of the time, the so-called returning officers will even sneak away, and you have elections in Osun. The result will be announced at Abuja, or the result will be announced at from Lagos. So, like what happened in Imo State? Okay, yes, in Imo State, the other side, a result in Imo State was announced at Sadia. The presidential election result in 2019, because the people stood firm that the elections must be counted at their presence. They tried everything they wanted to do in governorship elections in Imo State in 2019. They could not reach it either. After 3 days, they now have to announce the result, which the letter went to court and then did the normal thing. So the also people should stick on the ground and ensure that every vote counts.
Yeah, let me get back to my guest and let's get to talk about this. All right, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling us from? Hello, I can hear you. Go on. What's your name? Lucky. Go on, Lucky. Thank you for calling. Go on.
Yeah, the issue of Donald Trump. I mean, I'm someone Buhari and the Tinubu. When I make a second house, when Jonathan was here, they was wanted to use 3 people to do election. It was the people that said America should not allow Jonathan to use soldiers for election. This all this is happening. But no, the same one went from place in America, not going to. All those are those people to go to America and Buhari go to America. Was the not stopping mission that time? Was the not stopping mission? I think not stopping this country. What affects you is like that. Because that so please, anything can make you the shooting. So that was the shooting. They told that mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucky, for your take there. Let's try to connect with, I guess, once back. We'll be right back. Before we go, because we are almost it's almost time up, so let's look at beyond Saturday, 15th August 2026. If Osun State becomes as tense and contested as many fear it will turn out to be, like, what lessons must INEC, political parties and civil society urgently learn before the 2027 general elections?
No, for INEC, it's first, it's a question of strength of character, integrity, honesty. The fear that INEC is an appointee of one of the contestants.
And a party as well.
Yeah, So that is the first thing INEC will need to reassure the Nigerian people to raise or build their confidence. Because from, like I reminded you, one of the principles of conflict resolution is early warning sign. So the signs are just too positive. So Nigerians fear that INEC should, like Zara was trying to refer, it's like a football, they are the referees. But they will tell you now that what is already going on is that they've not stepped into the field. Probably that's what INEC will tell you. I'm responding to INEC, Mr. Zion's view that expects INEC to be one now, calling for restraint on the battle. So that is also a deficiency in the Electoral Act. Why you see now the importance of, if they've had a multi-party conference following the experience since 1999, that the party at the center has shown tendency of always trying to exhibit against a state where they are not favorable. And so when that happens, what will the law say? What is going to be the restraint mechanism or measure? Nobody has thought of that. So it is that if you carry on with the attitude, oh, you two want to win, you want to be this, you need to first of all stand to address, dismantle some of those fundamental things that keep rising, showing its ugly head anytime there's an election, which is a typical of what is going on. So now the option left is for the Osun State people to identify all of them, to mobilize resources on the people, keep them vigilant, get all their party agents very vigilant and sufficient, make sure that their party agents are adequately taken care of, and make the Osun people believe why they have another opportunity to save democracy, to deepen democracy, sustain it, run with it, uphold it, fairly and firmly, because that is the only system that gives them opportunity to represent themselves, not the few in government.
So how about political parties?
That is exactly, they include the people of Osun State, like I already proposed. Now, I don't know how many of them exist in Osun State. Many of them at the INEC level, they will tell you there are 19 political parties. But if you go to different states, you can't find even the flag of more than 2 or a known office. They only exist in portfolio. Some does have presidential candidates at the 11th hour. They will hurriedly go back to the ruling party and take their take-home pay. If it will take them home, actually. So that's the challenge. So they should focus on the major, those who love them. They shouldn't worry about those who hate them. I think those who hate the Osun people are in the minority.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the civil society as well, such like a group. For those who might be in Osun State, what should they do? What role should they play in this?
By virtue of my person in my group, I'm already doing the bid I can, and to the others who are in Osun State, they more than ever before should mobilize, sensitize themselves, and be more vigilant. Be vigilant more than ever before. It is their constitutional, social, democratic responsibility to protect and defend this democracy. Nobody can take away such rights from the civil society, and so they must discourage, tell the voters not to support anybody who has shown tendencies of oppression, discrimination, and violence, and vote buying. Anybody who has shown any evidence of such tendency, the civil society groups have a responsibility to mobilize the people to discourage them not to support such person.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pat, for those clarity and the fire you brought to political fireworks this evening. Thank you so much.
God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I don't know what's wrong with the network, by the way, but